Today, I came to the conclusion that at my age, there are certain things that are just never going to happen. No matter how much I manifest them, work towards them, no matter how many goals I write down, there are certain things that the cards are just not there. And it is what it is. I'll be 42 years old this summer of 2026. I will turn 42 years old. And when I was looking forward to the future, when it comes to relationships, maybe having more kids, certain money goals, just things of that nature, I realized that 90% of it is not going to happen because of the society we're in. I was watching this video. It was a pretty well done video by a young lady who was asking the question, men that are husbands or want to be husbands or want to be husbands again. She asked, what would you ask of the woman? What would you want her to bring to the table? And I was looking through all the comments, and they were very mature comments. You could tell it was coming from guys like me that are divorced or just got out of a 10, 15 year relationship and have kids. You could tell all the comments were really thought out. And it's a common thread saying, women do not desire us anymore. So I wanted to have a couple more kids. You know, my ex, she left me high and dry a couple years ago. And I really haven't seen my teenage daughters very much because I had a choice. I could either go make money and support my kids and try to support myself, or I could be a bum and be close to them because they live in a town that, work is really hard to come by. Small little town. And I'm not a guy who's gonna go drive an hour and a half each way in a commute, especially when the place they live at has a lot of snow every year. So there's a lot of risks to driving 2 hours to make $9 an hour when I could keep my career going. And I know I'm getting a little off subject, but I could keep my career going and still support my kids. And I tried to put myself out there. And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe the solution, and I don't have it on me, but maybe the solution's being a passport bro. So I started talking to women in other countries. Kenya, Nigeria, New Zealand, Switzerland. Joined a bunch of communities over the last 3 months. And I can tell that those women don't want us either. They don't. Women right now in general do not want or desire men that are your average Joe. It's tough. It really is. Am I going to blame women for it? No. I'm going to blame social media for it. I'm going to blame their parents for it. I'm going to blame politicians for it. I'm going to blame, people like in the music and entertainment industry that have force-fed this thought process of how men are supposed to be and how women are supposed to be. You're not 6'3", go get your legs broken and have additions added so you can be 6'3". Your dick isn't more than 6 inches long, go get a surgery for that. That's the type of thing that is being pushed and pressed among the male community. So if you're 5'10" and you have a 7-inch penis and you make $100,000 a year, you're not good enough. Period. You're not good enough. It's just a fact of life. Will things change in the future? No, they're not. They're not going to change. They're only going to get worse until society in general, men, women, or however you identify, finally realize that everything that's being portrayed as the golden universe of how life is supposed to be is all bullshit. So I'm just to the point in my life where I don't want to date anymore. I don't want to be rich anymore. I want to travel. I want to fish. I want to hunt. I want to camp. I want to do things. I don't want to own a home. I want to be mobile. So I think I can get the 10%. And that's what I'm focused in on now, is the 10% of what is possible is what I'm going to focus on. And just realize that physical intimacy is not going to happen for me unless I pay for it. That to become rich and famous is never going to be in the cards. And anybody who wants to just date a man because he's rich and famous, you don't really want that person in your life. So bottom line is, maybe the only way things change is if men like me just walk away from the world. Because when we disappear and we no longer go to the bars, we no longer go to clubs, we no longer spend money on dates or courting women, maybe the corporations and social media and all that stuff will change what they value as entertainment. And that's the only way that we can get this turned around. It has nothing to do with being conservative or liberal. It has nothing to do with being man or woman. But men have to stand up and say, the pussy isn't worth it. It's not worth the headache. Let's just be on our own. Woman on the side of the road that has a flat tire. Hey, do you need me to call a police officer or a tow truck for you? No, okay, bye-bye, and keep driving. A woman has 10, 20 bags of groceries. She's trying to push out a door. Open the door, but don't say anything. Just walk away. Walk away from society. Walk away from the norms. Focusing on your goals. Focusing on you and making you happy. And focus in on the 10% of the goals that can bring you more happiness than the 90%. That's all I have to say.